And action!
Hey, welcome back to Movie Militia. Guys, it's been a while, but we are happy to be back here. Hopefully you've been following along with us here for a little bit, and you kind of have the idea of what we're doing here. But if you're not one of the 34 people that have watched our other 3 videos, then you may not know what exactly is going on here. So what we did was we decided, the way we came up with the show here is we decided to take a list of the last 50 years, and we decided to go and try and talk about the 4th best movie in each one of those years. We're deciding that based on a wheel spin to pick out a movie for us. Funny enough, just by happenstance and timing here, we landed on a great movie for this time of year. This is currently November 4th, so we missed Halloween by a little bit, but Dave's going to get this out by next Halloween for sure. This is 1978's Halloween. How about that? This is not even us rigging the game here. We actually landed on this movie. Yeah. So we're going to be talking about the original Halloween movie today. I will go through a quick hip hop synopsis here, as we have done on the show, and then we'll get into the history of the movie. Here we go. And this is set to the tune, by the way, of Ice Ice Baby. Here we go. Stab, stab, baby. All right, stop. Silence and stalking. Mask pull tight. No talking or mocking. 6 years old, I lost my mind. Now I'm breaking out, leaving death behind. Creep through the night, knife in hand. Watching teens who don't understand. Laurie Strode, yeah, she's my prey. Dr. Loomis won't ruin my day. Shadows move. I'm cold and steady. Theme song hits. John Carpenter's ready. /1/2. Evil's alive. I'm the shape, baby. I will survive. Stab, stab, baby.
That's not bad.
It's not bad.
Hopefully that gave you a little bit of the synopsis of the movie. We generated that from the point of view of Michael Myers, if you couldn't tell here. So let's hop right into it here. Quick history of the movie here. Nothing too specific. Budget for the movie was $325,000.
I thought you were going to say dollars. I was going to believe you.
I mean, it could have been.
Right. I think Carpenter only got $10,000.
Yeah. So $325,000 for the budget. This movie grossed $47 million at the box office. So pretty significant returns.
Yeah.
Awards for the movie here. Believe it or not, this was not nominated for any Oscars. It was nominated for Best Sci-Fi Movie at the Saturn Awards, but it didn't win. But the one award this movie does have, which is actually pretty significant, this was elected in 2006 to the National Registry. Excuse me. It was elected in 2006 to the National Registry for Preservation of Movies as being culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant, which is pretty significant. You know, we had a movie channel previous to this one many years ago where we were working through the AFI's top 100 movies of all time list, and that was something that was pretty significant across a lot of the movies that we did. Movies like Bringing Up Baby.
There's like iconic, important films.
Yankee Doodle Dandy, movies like that were all part of that. So when I saw that, I thought that was pretty significant. I thought that says a lot about what people think about this movie and what it's kind of done for the history of movies. So, anybody first time seeing this movie?
No. Wait.
It was actually my first time seeing it all the way through.
Wow.
Sick. Jonah, kick us off, man. What'd you think?
I liked it. I think, obviously we talk about cultural significance. I kind of already knew what the movie was about because it has kind of entered into the wider cultural zeitgeist since it came out. So, you know Mike Myers, the theme song, the classic, the mask with the jumpsuit and the butcher knife, obviously Jamie Lee Curtis. So, I kind of already knew what to expect. I just didn't know some of the details of how the movie played out. And I was not really surprised because of that, but I think I still enjoyed it quite a bit. Right away.
Are you a slasher guy?
I'm not really a slasher guy. I appreciate it for what it is, but it's not my preferred genre. I much prefer like sci-fi and fantasy, like the really nerdy stuff. But
I'm not a big slasher guy either.
yeah, no, but I enjoyed it, and I think I appreciated it for what it is and what it did, probably for the genre. I'm not that old, but I can imagine when it came out, it probably had a pretty big impact on the genre and like just movies in general. Launched the career of Jamie Lee Curtis, I assume. But yeah, no, it right away it has that kind of 70s cheese factor that I think is really fun. It's pretty campy in moments. It's also got that kind of, campy, cheesy acting style that I think was probably pretty prevalent for the time, and that stood out to me. I didn't think it was bad by any means, but stuff like that doesn't always age well, depending on who you are and what kind of movie you like.
What's funny is I was thinking as we were watching through this time is how formulaic certain things feel, and then I stopped to think, well, what's funny is like this is the movie that created those formulas.
Exactly, right away.
The formula.
Right away, I was picking up on a lot of the tropes, like the doctor guy. He's the guy trying to warn everyone, but nobody will listen to him. Trope.
Dr. Loomis.
Yeah, and then you have Mike Myers himself is like just the guy standing there menacingly trope, and
he's known as the
exactly. So like that whole those things definitely stood out to me, but because I knew of what the movie was and what it represented for the time, it didn't really take away anything from me. But overall, enjoyed it. It's not a perfect movie by any means, but I think it stands up pretty well for what it is.
Yeah, so we did that old show that I referenced earlier. We used to do an annual Halloween show on there, and so that was the closest we'd ever come to talking about this. Is where we kind of pit Mike Myers versus Freddy Krueger versus Jason Voorhees, and some different things. So that was really the closest we ever came to talking about it. So it'll be good today to kind of break it down a little bit. Dave, you said you were showing your son this movie the other day.
Yeah, so this will be the second time that we've seen it together. He's seen it. I showed it to him last Halloween, and he was the one who actually requested we watch it this year, which I was like, oh, that's funny because I needed to watch it for this anyway. So we just two birds, one stone type of deal. I'll just go into my thoughts here. I really, really enjoy Halloween. And I think while I do agree with Jonah, there's definitely some campiness that that you can't really get away from just because of the time that this was made and everything.
And the budget and things like that. But man, I will say watching it this go around, and I'm trying to have a critical lens or whatever. Like, yes, it's hard to watch it like because I've seen it, so I know everything that's coming. So it's like I can't say that it's like super suspenseful, but like I think it does a great job with just blanking on the word here, atmosphere. A really good job with atmosphere, and I think John
cinematography.
Unironically, yes.
Yes,
I think the cinematography. I think John Carpenter's directing of this movie is what really, really makes this movie special, and his music. Just like when
he set up the music himself.
Yeah. Like every time you see Michael Myers or something peculiar, and I don't know what instrument it does, but it does that. Like that little high pitched little like 2 or 3 notes.
Yeah, it's like strings or something probably.
And so, go ahead.
Since you brought that up, Dave, I apologize. I don't mean to cut you off, but this is something I had coming up later on. But so part of the shtick here is we like to rate the movie poster, the movie title, and sometimes we'll talk about the soundtrack if it's worthy. Which obviously this movie presents a great opportunity for us to talk about the soundtrack. And so. Look, jumping ahead a little bit, like I have the soundtrack rated very high, then I have a question on it of, is it too much? And it's not like, is the song too much, but is it like every time Mike Myers steps on the scene, it's like we go into either some version of that theme or just some sound or something like that that introduces them to the scene and lets you know like there's some bad stuff going to happen. And I understand that part of it, but dude, it's every time. And the volume control, as a man who is now in his 40s and gets irritated by this, the volume control on that is a nightmare. Like I'm constantly having to work the remote up and down because I'm like, dude, it's so loud.
My one note here on the soundtrack, it does become annoying.
Yeah, I think y'all are just old and dumb. I completely disagree.
That adds to the campiness for me, and I enjoy camp when it's good. And for me, like all like the little stingers, from like a volume perspective, sure, I can see it being annoying or grating even, but like in the context of the movie itself, I think it works pretty well. It adds to the campiness, and I enjoy the camp.
And to be clear, I'm not talking about the main theme. Like the main theme slaps. Yeah. I'm just talking about every time he's on. It'd be the equivalent of every time Darth Vader's on there, and it's like let's launch into some version of the Star Wars theme.
Sure.
I disagree.
Loudly.
I disagree.
Okay.
I think the doom, like whenever he's like, you know, killing somebody or whatever. I think
but when he's killing somebody, sure, but like when he's standing in the bushes,
dude, I mean, like,
and he's just doing this number right here where he's just standing in the bushes and he's just like, you know, and it's like, oh, that's like that's
standing in between the dead sheets on the.
Dude,
I think it's good.
I think you have to take yourself into, you know, 1978, you're in the movie theater, you know, and
yeah, you know that
this is
came from a perspective of in test screenings where people were saying the movie wasn't scary enough.
Yeah, to your point, when Carpenter brought it to the executives, it was no soundtrack, and he said it wasn't scary.
Yeah,
and then he watched it, I think 3 months later with the overlay, and he was like, "Oh yeah, this is much better."
So,
sorry,
you know,
Dave, I didn't mean to like side.
Yeah, no, I mean like that. That honestly, that helps build my case. I feel like the music and the cinematography, like, I don't want to say it overcomes the campiness, as if the campiness is a bad thing, but like, I think those are so instrumental into giving the movie its very, very specific feel. Like,
yeah,
like when you watch this, it's like, I don't know, it has its own vibe that I feel like a lot of movies just don't have, just because it has that perfect mix of, you know, the sum of all those parts, right?
Yeah.
And like, you know, in just overall enjoyment, you know, without getting into any of the specifics that I'm sure we're going to talk about, I like I said, one thing I will remember, or had to remember as I was watching, is like, there's only 3 kills in the whole. Well, there's only 3 like main kills in the movie.
Don't be leaving Judith out, bro.
Well, yes, obviously there's the opening sequence, which I think is so good. Because there's no music until the lights go off upstairs. And then that's
why the scene's good.
Well, the first person perspective, the cinematography is really good.
Yeah.
Now, the actress who plays his sister, who's like Michael, you know, not, you know, no shade against her, but I don't think she's winning. She didn't win any awards for that.
She might show up on one of my categories here later on.
And I know it doesn't make sense mechanically, but I love the camera angle, like the shot of Michael, like presumably looking at himself stabbing his sister.
It's OG first person.
Yeah, well, I like that he's like looking at the knife, like he's stabbing her, and then he looks at the knife as it's happening. Again, like when you're watching it, you're like, oh, he's clearly not even close to this actress, like with this knife.
Right.
But again, it's an iconic shot, and iconic scene because, I don't know for sure, but it doesn't look like there's any cuts. It looks like it's a straight,
Yes.
which I don't know that that's something that was super common back in 1978. But it's cool. Anyway, that's overall definitely enjoyed myself watching it, as I do every time.
All right. Now, this is the part of the show where we're all going to clear out and we're going to let Jason just wax poetic about Jamie Lee Curtis for the next 5 minutes.
Listen. This is just before peak Jamie Lee Curtis. Okay, so
Jason loves Jamie Lee Curtis.
Very cute in this movie, but she just turns into something completely different as her career goes on. Look, she is the highlight of the movie, in my opinion. I mean, she is the glue that holds this entire franchise together. Just my opinion. But I will say, look, I think this is the second time that we've done this movie. I've probably seen this movie 3 or 4 times. I'm not a big slasher fan. This movie gets the job done, but it was a little difficult to watch today for the last time. I ended up actually spending more time watching like Easter eggs or behind the scenes or documentaries of it, or with my time today. And last week when I was out sick, I watched a little bit of stuff. But Jamie Lee Curtis only made $8,000 for this movie.
Yeah.
The doctor made $30,000. He was the highest paid actor on set.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
you're stealing some of the goods.
Okay, well, I'll stop right
I
there.
think he was like the most. I think he was the most decorated actor.
Notable actor at the time. Yeah.
How
much money? So the guy who played Mike Myers, how much money did he make on the movie per day?
I know the answer, but I'll let them give the answer.
I'm gonna just throw out $100 a day.
I'll say like $250.
He wishes.
Yeah, $25 a day.
Wow.
To play Mike Myers.
And what was his name?
Nick Castle.
So he has. I just saw this like on Instagram the other day because of like it recommended stuff because of Halloween. But apparently he has a cat that's named Michael Meowers, which I thought was absolutely perfect.
That's excellent.
Good.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jason. Sorry to derail there.
No. It's like I said. It was a little bit of a watch today. Going through it this last time. I did enjoy actually just watching kind of the other stuff over this. Again, I'm not a big slasher fan. I'm not into the campiness of these movies. Like the opening scene, like I'd have dropped that kid over the banister just as soon as he walked in my room.
Yeah, with a butcher knife.
Yeah, with a butcher knife. I'd be like, blap! And he'd have just got him into the end of the movie. I mean, so I couldn't even get my son to watch this movie, or my wife. So it was like I said.
Has your son seen it already?
No, he just has no interest. Again, it does its role, and this truly did kind of spark the genre of the '80s horror flicks. So it is important. But I will say, the more I watch it, the less I enjoy it, and it's just because you already know what's coming. You already know how it's set up. You already know all the scenes that should make you jump, and they don't. That's all.
You know what's interesting is I kind of had the opposite feeling watching it again, just kind of for the last time today. I think I don't know. I've seen the movie probably 4 or 5 times now at this point. And I think this was my favorite time watching it. I was like, I guess I was a fan of slasher movies when I was a kid. Like I watched all the Friday the 13th movies, Sleepaway Camp, stuff like that. So, I mean, I guess I was in that genre. But, as we, and for those that don't know, we have another channel here on YouTube called Metalhead's Journey, where basically we're trying to go and discover. We're all big, well, except for Jason, we're all big metal fans, and we're trying to go back and discover some of these albums that we never really listened to before. And so Megadeth is a big point of conversation on there because a lot of us are big Metallica fans, and so I think naturally there's a lot of one or the other out there. And I was very much, if I like Metallica, I could not like Megadeth. And then through doing the show, I've discovered that Megadeth is very, very good. That's kind of where I'm at right now. It's like I was a very big Friday the 13th Jason Voorhees fan. And look, I still think he's superior in every way to Mike Myers. But I do find myself, every time I see the movie, picking up more and more of the lore and just kind of picking up more of the movie. I find myself enjoying it more every time I watch it. Like this time was I say more fun. Like I don't know that's the right way to describe it, but it was more fun for me. Just like all the little times he jumps out, like the time he jumps out and does a terrible job of trying to stab Jamie Lee Curtis and gets her in the arm. Or the other time he comes from behind the couch and stabs the couch instead of stabbing her. Right. Like those now are just like funny moments. Like what's happening here? But but I really do like the movie. I think I understand why it was like selected for the Natural Registry for Preservation. Right. This being truly what feels like the first slasher movie, and truly being as good as it is, like I feel like it deserves that. Let's get into a couple things here. Movie poster. So the poster that we have posted on here right now, in between all four of us, somewhere in this general region, should be the original poster. So it's the one with the butcher knife, the pumpkin, and Jonah. What's the quote on it?
The night he came home.
Right as that cat jumps up there to kill you.
Yeah.
Look, I think movie poster does a great job of explaining what the movie is. 10 out of 10 for me. I enjoyed it. What'd you guys think?
I agree completely. I think it's a 10. I think the art is great. The font for the actual word Halloween, I think, it's simple but effective. All black background with just the knife pumpkin, art going on. I think it's I love it. It's iconic. It's a 10 for me.
I'll jump in right quick and say that y'all are both correct. It's a 10. I think the best part about the artwork is the fact that the curves in the pumpkin are basically just the knife getting bigger and bigger and bigger until you get to the end. And then if you look closer, the hand that's holding it actually has a face embedded in it that's screaming. And then the font for Halloween. Is fantastic. It is a great poster. It's iconic.
Yeah. I also had it as a 10. I think it does everything that you want a poster to do. You could literally know nothing, like people did in 78 or whenever this was advertised, 77, and just be like, oh, let's you go take somebody on a date, go see this movie, and then they're gonna pretty much be snuggling up against you the entire night. Like you know exactly what you're in for.
Yeah. Shout out to Bob Gleason, who, according to Google, is the one who did the art for this poster. It's excellent.
Nice job, Bob. Dave, what do you got? So, movie title. Before we get into it, there was an alternate title for this that was kind of like kicked around before they settled on Halloween. So I want your rating on both the movie title of Halloween and if you think The Babysitter Murders would have been better.
Yeah, that's what I saw today too.
I think that's
not a chance.
No, but what's the movie title score then for you for Halloween?
I mean, I'm probably gonna get flamed for this, but I also had this at a 10, because it's exactly. I mean, I can't think of it's literally the perfect title. It's about a killer on Halloween who goes and kills people. I mean, I like that it doesn't. It also doesn't say like oh, like you said, the babysitter murders or whatever. Like it doesn't have. It's just kind of like it has that right amount of mystique, but for you, if you know, you know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Jason.
Yeah, if it was the babysitter murders, it'd be terrible. It'd probably be about a 4, because he's not a babysitter serial killer. It just happens to be that she's babysitting, and the fact that in the context of this movie, the only reason she gets chosen is because she drops off a key to the house that he used to live in. So it'd have been terrible. We're like,
Right.
not even killing babysitters.
So what are you rating the movie title?
Oh, the movie title is a 10. It's iconic. You say the word Halloween, and people say Michael Myers.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, I'm in agreement with everyone. Babysitter Killers is a terrible title. Halloween is perfect. Even though I don't think it's as good of a movie, it's the same argument I had for the Alien poster and movie title. The art is great, and the one word title just tells you everything you need to know. Good tagline too. The night he came home, so it gets a 10.
I'm a 10. I'm a 10 as well. So we're sweeping all the categories here. Last one here, soundtrack. Look, like I said, I think they may use it a little too much as a crutch, just in terms of like some of the sounds and things that pop up when Michael Myers is on the screen. I'm just going to talk in terms of just the straight up like the theme for Halloween. It's an all timer. It's a 10 for me. Jonah, what you got?
I kind of praised it a lot earlier, but I don't think it is actually that. It's not perfect in my opinion. It's really good. The theme itself is excellent, iconic, but I think it could have been better, and maybe that's just looking at it retrospectively and the fact that maybe it hasn't aged as gracefully as something like Alien, in my opinion. But I ended up giving it an 8.5. Really, really good. Not quite there for me overall.
Jason, what you got?
Because I'm not big into the campiness of these horror movies, and most of them follow this bit, is where anytime that there's the smallest, slightest chance that the main driver of the horror might do something, their music starts. So it becomes annoying for me. While I do think it's iconic, while I do think it's fine, I gave it a 7.
All right. Dave?
I think the music is pretty much everything in this movie. So I mean, I'm not gonna. It's not a what's his name, John Williams. This isn't a John Williams score. So I can't give it like a 10 or anything crazy.
Well, I mean, it can be 10 for different reasons. It doesn't have to be John Williams.
Sure.
That's true. That's true. But
this is more so how you feel.
I went with a 9.1. I do think the music is legendary, and I think it's a large part of why this movie specifically is so enjoyable. Enjoyable in the sense of it being a horror movie.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, we're going to get into some favorite scenes here real quick. If I miss anything along the way, you guys feel free to jump in and let me know if I missed something that you want to talk about. But, just coming right off the soundtrack conversation, I just wanted to kind of throw in here the intro credits with the Halloween theme.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, just gets you right in the frame of mind immediately. It's right off the top. It's perfect. So I really enjoyed that. And it just I forget that it's there when I watch the movie. And so it always just kind of sucks me in. Going right into the first scene of the movie where Michael kills, Judith, to just kind of give you some backstory on Michael, obviously, and kind of at least where a little bit of his evil comes from. But I don't know, this time around, it was just kind of funny to me to like look at the reaction of his parents. Like he comes running out of the house. He's got this mask and this butcher knife with blood on it. And like, they're not even like, Michael, what's wrong? What happened? Yeah. They're just like, looking at him with like this level of disgust, like what?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It was very funny to me. It was just like that was like a one take. Like John Carpenter's like, hey, we need to add this in here real quick.
Yeah.
We could only do one of these cable pull away shots or whatever they used to do that.
Yeah. So I felt just very just randomly put together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the entire movie took was it 3 months to shoot?
20. I think it was like 20 days.
Y'all are killing my immersion. You're telling me this movie wasn't shot on Halloween night in one day?
Hey man, I learned so many things. It wasn't even shot in the fall.
Yeah,
they had to tell the people in the neighborhood to dress their kids up in Halloween costumes for the movie.
Nice.
All the cars are rented. I mean, it is. The funniest part I think about the cinematography is they actually had no sound stage, no lighting, no nothing. They shot during the day, and that's why it's so bright. And he was like, "We're just going to do the best we can at night," and that's why it is so dark.
Yeah.
And it's just because they just did not have it in the budget for lighting.
And look, I honestly think it works for them because the night scenes, like especially when you see him, like again, he's called the Shape, right? When you see him just there across the street, like
you feel safe during the day because it is so bright and you're just like it's safe. But at night, dude, it is so dark. You're like he could be anywhere.
Yeah.
Next scene I have here is Michael breaks free from the loony bin and steals the car, but more importantly, showcases some freak athletic ability. I mean, dude, he leaps onto the back of that car easily.
One
hand smacks and breaks this window. I mean, bro.
Did I hear it wrong? He gets the Bionic Man jump soundtrack. The sound effect when he jumps onto the back is like that.
I think it's like the Mandela effect, dude. I don't think it's actually there, but you just assume it's there because it looks like it should be.
It should be.
Yeah, but dude, what a freak athlete, and obviously a quick learner because we find out later on that somebody's like, this other guy's telling Loomis, you must be wrong. I mean, this guy doesn't even know how to drive. He's like, well, he sure looked good yesterday.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, this dude learned how to drive immediately, and not just learn how to drive.
No,
he drove 150 miles to Haddonfield.
Loomis said somebody must have been teaching him because he.
Yeah.
The funniest part about all of this is that they actually had to write in a backstory for how he learned how to drive because of how many questions they got because they knew this was going to turn into a franchise. So apparently, in his youth, he would drive with Dr. Lee from place to place while he was trying to build this bond with him. And apparently
Loomis?
he just...
You mean Loomis? You said Lee.
Yes. Lee's the sheriff, Loomis. So he apparently studied everything that the doctor did to teach himself how to drive.
All right. I was going to sign it to freakability, man.
Freakability, Josh, is a totally different category.
Yeah.
Next scene for me, and probably really one of my favorite scenes in here is really where Loomis is trying to explain to the sheriff how evil Michael Myers really is.
At the house?
At the house where he's basically trying to tell him about how long he's been engaged, trying to help him be better. He spent, 8 years trying to make him better, and then he spent 8 years after that, trying to keep him locked up.
Yeah.
Because there is no saving him.
That's my favorite scene, the house scene.
Yeah.
It's also while we're thinking about it, or while I'm thinking about it anyway, you can clearly see who's got the acting chops in this movie. There's no, I mean, it's very obvious why, when you think about that scene, forgive me, I don't know the actor's name, but why Dr. Loomis' paycheck is the highest, because he does steal the scenes that he's in because his acting is very much a step above everyone else in the movie.
Yeah, Donald Pleasance.
Donald Pleasance, yes. But obviously, Jamie Lee Curtis has definitely become a great actress. Shout out to her for winning her first Oscar. Friend of the show, Jamie Lee Curtis.
That's right. And Jason's biggest crush.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, that's probably my favorite scene in the whole movie for sure. Next scene I have here, Laurie goes to the house looking for Annie, and eventually finds all the bodies dead in the bedroom.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Great scene. Walks in. You got Annie on the bed, like crucified with the headstone for Judith Myers, and then it's just a comedy of just like, open the door. This person's so it comes swinging out. Next, you keep going down a little bit further, and like this, she finds her friend Linda, and Linda's like folded into like this little piece of the closet.
Yeah.
Dude, and it's just like at that point, you're just like, oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like this, this is not good.
No.
Yeah, just kind of like an attachment to that scene, though. So whenever like Laurie sees all this and she makes a break for it, this is the funniest part of the movie for me. She goes over to that neighbor's house and she is screaming for help. This neighbor turns on the light, doesn't just like peek through the blinds, fully opens the blinds and is like, nah. Closes the blinds and turns the light off.
Yeah. I think Jamie Lee Curtis is, and I don't know if she was like called like a scream queen or something like that or whatever it's called, but like her desperation in that moment when she's running, like, yes, she does what we now consider stereotypical falling down. 'Cause, I mean, granted, she did like get like thrown off a staircase.
I
So
was going to bring that up. How much does that hurt?
She has a legitimate reason for like falling down and running
so much. Yeah.
Whereas it's funny because
thrown over the banister.
It's funny because like in later like other movies or whatever, just generic slasher films, they fall down for usually no reason. Whereas she is like legit injured, but like her performance in like she's screaming and like that's a high tension moment because she is like slow and she can't really get away. And also like I just like thinking of this when she's in the closet trying to be quiet and then he's like slowly breaking through, like that's pretty terrifying too. Like she stabs him in the eye.
You talk about the director Carpenter. He shot the movie in such a way that all of the beginning shots are wide.
Yes.
Huge wide shots. And as the movie progresses, the scenes get closer and closer and closer until you're in the closet. All on purpose so that the closet scene, he wanted you to feel like claustrophobic.
Man, see, y'all give me so much grief about the fact when I bring up cinematography and direction. And
hey, look, man, I usually find something that is kind of off the beaten path for my favorite scenes and stuff like that. But there was so much done in this movie with purpose, and I mean, he got his money worth.
So I just wanted to ask with the neighbor thing. You guys are the neighbor. You letting her in the door or not?
I mean, I think you know my answer.
Probably not.
That's a loaded question for Jason.
Yeah.
I'm like, is that you, Jay? Come on in.
Well, okay, so I guess that's a question. Wouldn't that neighbor, because it seems like they kind of have a small town feel, like wouldn't that neighbor know, okay, that's Lori. She babysits across the street to Tommy all the time.
But it's also Halloween night, so they're probably like, well, these stupid kids are just getting high and drinking alcohol. Or drinking or something, you know what I mean?
In real life, man, I don't know, man. Especially like I got my kids,
Yeah, look, I don't know. For me, yes. If I'm home with my kids, I'm not letting random people in.
Yeah, I'm not letting. Yeah, Like,
Yeah,
if
like,
I'm single and she's
nowadays,
beating on my door.
Not a
nowadays
chance.
I'd be on my Ring doorbell, be like, hey, so like,
go to the next house.
do you want me to call? I'll call somebody for you. I'm like,
Yeah.
Can we get you an Uber?
I'll call 911.
yeah, I'll call 911. Like, that's fine. Just hey, stay there. And then, like, yeah, if I saw Michael Myers, like if I saw somebody in, you know, in that costume, yeah, I'd probably hang up the Ring and run upstairs and barricade the door.
Yeah.
You
Go
know,
find my gun or something.
Because
about
for
to say,
sure,
I
if
grab a
you
gun
let her in the
and-
house, everybody in the house is dead.
yeah. I can't do that.
I mean, you don't know that. You don't know that obviously at the time. You're just trying to be a good person. But yeah, I'm definitely not even like acknowledging that she rang the doorbell or knocked on the door.
Like,
I'm acting,
Yeah, look.
I'm acting like it doesn't exist.
My
Exactly,
porch
'cause
is staying
Tremor
off.
totem, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I ain't got no candy. Go to the next house.
Yep. The last scene I had was really basically just kind of the last group of scenes, kind of like what you guys mentioned with the closet and everything. But basically, it's just a whole last fight scene. So, you know, from Michael Myers making it into the house, getting the knitting rod stabbed in his neck, going up the stairs into the closet, into getting shot by Loomis and mysteriously disappearing.
Let's not skip over the iconic Undertaker sit up. That shot where Jamie Lee Curtis is in the foreground and his lifeless body is in the background, and he just sits straight up. Oh my god!
Am I mistaken, or is this like urban legend, you know, Mandela effect thing happening? I thought that was the inspiration for Undertaker's
I would assume
sit up.
It's got to be.
It's got to be.
I remember reading that in some interview somewhere. That could be just my
even
brain.
if it wasn't, I'm sure at some point he said it was retroactively. Like, even if it actually wasn't the inspiration, I'm sure at some point in his career it was brought up. Oh yeah, it was inspired by Halloween. But yeah, that shot where he sits up, because it's framed really great with her in the foreground and him in the background, and then she slowly stands up and he stands up at the same time behind her. It's so good. That is my favorite scene.
Yeah.
That sequence of him sitting up and then standing up slowly behind her.
I do like that we do get that shot, and I don't think in any other movie afterward, but I like that we get that shot of his face. For that briefest
put
moment.
The mask back on.
Yeah, and he.
I actually didn't know that he unmasks in the movie at all.
Yeah, and then I love at the end of the movie, the last like lines or whatever, when Jamie Lee Curtis asks Loomis, "Was that the boogeyman?" And he says, "Yes, I believe it was," or something to that effect. I may be slightly off.
Yeah.
I thought that's so good. And then of course his body's not there, and it like, dude, I mean, that's just like,
yeah, that
goosebumps
whole
every
ending
time.
sequence is it's the perfect climax to the movie.
Yeah.
And then goes right into Halloween 2. Electric Boogaloo. No, it goes right into Halloween 2, where Halloween 2 picks up immediately after the end of Halloween 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they try to wedge in that Jamie Lee Curtis is actually Michael Myers' sister, where it's like, so wouldn't Jamie Lee Curtis know like about Judith and the whole thing? Yeah. So none of that makes sense. But hey, that's a story for another day that we're never going to do on this.
That's partially why, like,
channel.
the newer movies, like the 3 newest ones, they
retcon
that where it's only the canon is now only 4 movies. This first one and then the 3 newest ones.
Right. It's like a soft reboot. I think I remember hearing about that. I haven't seen any of the other ones at all.
There are 13 sequels, or 13 total movies in this franchise.
Yeah, and several of them are worth avoiding, but several of them are good.
Yeah, look, I don't know if this is good or bad for people out there, but the first Rob Zombie one, I think is awesome. I love the first Rob Zombie
which
remake,
is like,
and then he does the second one, which is not as good, but
yeah, I did watch the first Rob Zombie movie. I do like Halloween 2. I try to pretend like the whole sister thing. I think the second movie is just a good as just a good slasher movie. I think the story is whatever. But it is got a
you watch slasher movies for the story anyway.
No, but it has dude, it has at least 3 times, maybe more, like 3 times the kill scenes. Like they totally amp it up in that movie. But I have seen the 2018 new movie,
soft reboot.
The new ones yet.
Where like Laurie Strode has PTSD, and obviously Jamie Lee Curtis reprising her role in that, and it's really good. The 2018 one is really good. I haven't seen the second or the third in that that reimagining or whatever, but 2018 one is good.
All right, favorite character, Jason. Maybe a shocker. Who you got?
Look, I have 2 characters. One obviously is Laurie, but it's also Dr. Loomis, and it's for the same reason. And it's because they're the only 2 people in the entire movie that have their head out of their butts.
Yeah.
All right. I felt like I went with low hanging fruit here, but I'm going with Mike Myers. I think being a fan of slasher movies, it's really more so being a fan of the killer and the stuff that they do. And look, you got to put the moral, you got to have a little bit of moral ambiguity here to watch this and root for Michael Myers, or Jason Voorhees, or Freddy Krueger.
Yep.
But yeah, I just went with Mike Myers, which I thought was low hanging fruit.
I mean, it's understandable though. He's kind of the quintessential slasher monster.
Yeah.
He is the main character.
Jonah,
yeah. Jonah.
I got to go with Dr. Loomis also. Just right off the bat, I like he's like just the right amount of like crazy himself, being I'm presumably a psych doctor, but like his fear of Mike Myers escaping, and like every time he talks to somebody, he just has this look in his eyes like he himself is also losing his mind a little bit. I really liked that. He was my favorite character.
I went with the totally girl. No, I'm just kidding. That girl says totally like every line. Oh my goodness. And then of course, how does she not know that her boyfriend is not behind the sheets?
Yeah.
Well, he had the glasses on. That was the obvious.
Yeah, that's
how it looked just like him.
Yeah, of course. No, I went with the obvious choice, Dr. Loomis. Josh over here rooting for Michael Myers like a psychopath. I'm just kidding. Yeah, but I did pick Loomis because I would say Michael Myers would be my runner-up. But Loomis he provides all the backstory, which makes Michael Myers who he is, right? His whole speech about how like he's pure evil. There was nothing behind those eyes, He
looked at a wall all day, but he wasn't looking at the wall. He was looking
through the
wall.
Through the wall.
Those are the devil's eyes.
Yeah.
They provide all of like the power behind Michael Myers. Like yes, obviously he's doing the physical stuff, but like I don't know. I just feel like without Loomis, Michael Myers is just the shape. He's just a dude. Like he's got all that mystique built in. He's more, right? And obviously with Loomis shooting him at the end and him just not being there, again, that's just like Loomis kind of makes that whole moment. Anyway, yeah, that's what I picked.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up Dr. Loomis as we're going into least favorite characters here, because he is my least favorite character. Loomis sucks, dude.
Wow.
Like, look, I want to get into issues here real quick, because are we sure that Dr. Loomis is good at his job? Are we sure?
I would say the sheriff is trash at his job.
Oh, I mean, look, all you have is this fucking random, pardon my French, we're not supposed to say fuck here on the show, but I said it. You got this fucking guy coming from this institute where you can't tell to you guys' point, he's going crazy.
Yeah.
You can't tell if this guy is a patient at this thing and he escaped.
I was
knows.
going to say you made me think of like a new like headcanon conspiracy theory that he is also an escaped patient from this asylum, but he knows Mike Myers so well.
Yeah.
He is, he's not a bad guy. He's just crazy also. So he's trying to warn people.
The sheriff is trying to figure out, hey, like what do I need to do here? Okay, but look, if Loomis, let's say that Loomis is the guy you think he is, okay, and he knows that Michael Myers is the epitome of evil. Right? Yeah. And presumably he would have had to see some of this freakish athletic ability somewhere along the way. Like, dude, if you're terrified of this guy, are you going to be the one transferring him with some random nurse? Absolutely not, dude. He's getting the Hannibal Lecter treatment. They're gonna put him in a straitjacket, put him in a mask, like tie him up. They're gonna get a whole group of guys. Like, I'm sorry, Loomis is my favorite character because his level of incompetence is unbelievable.
If you can believe everything he says, which I do, I think I believe what he says. He warned everyone. He tried to do it the way he wanted, but everyone was like, nah, you're crazy. We're just going to do this by the book. And that's why things went south, because nobody believed him when he said this man was pure evil and capable of horrors.
Then I'm sorry, if I'm Dr. Loomis and that happens, and I don't want there to be some sort of a murdering like spree, I'm just going to throw a couple of my own bucks at the problem. And at least give me a fucking U-Haul. And let me throw this dude in the back of a U-Haul van.
If he works for the government, he's probably not making very much money.
Also, is Dr. Loomis fired for opening fire on a patient? Does he have the right to have that gun?
Yeah, he does.
Put it out in front of the sheriff, and the sheriff seemed to support it.
He pulled it out and showed it to the sheriff. He had a permit for that gun.
Yeah, but
there you go.
Was he in imminent danger? Was he in imminent?
She was.
No,
he was protecting the girl.
He's not a member of law enforcement.
What state are they in?
Haddonfield is in
Haddonfield. I don't know. Ohio is the first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah,
I thought it was Connecticut.
Anyway, the least favorite. The answer here is Tommy Doyle, because fuck that kid.
Illinois. They're in Illinois.
Illinois. Okay. Look, Tommy.
What did Tommy do?
Tommy was up for worst character.
First of all, why is he scaring poor fucking Leslie or whatever her name is?
It's not Leslie. It's
Lucy.
Little girl, you mean?
Yeah. Why is he scaring that little girl behind that?
Especially after he got bullied at school all day.
Yeah.
Lindsay,
that's it.
He's like, Lindsay. Like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, leave Lindsay alone. She's over here. She just wants to be with you. And even after he scares her, she's all like, I believe you, Tommy. Like, damn, Lindsay, you're just like Stockholm Syndrome. You just got bullied into following this man. Anyway, he takes forever to open the door when fucking
dude.
Yeah,
when Lori is screaming,
he's just like,
yeah, he's like, I'm over here sleeping with Lindsay, and I'm like, and he's just taking his sweet time while Lori's about to be absolutely destroyed by Michael Myers. I mean, yes, he does get there, but he's complaining the entire time, like throughout the entire movie. He's complaining to Lori about what he wants to do.
And he's like, this is boring. Let's do something else the whole time.
Yeah, the whole time, like, just so inconsiderate. Like, Lori is in high school. She should be hanging out with her friends, and yet she's here. Also, big L on Tommy's parents. Why are they not letting Tommy trick or treat on Halloween? Why is he stuck at home?
Yeah.
Where are they? They're obviously not raising their son correctly, which is why he's a terrible kid. He's the worst character in this movie. He breaks his own pumpkin. Other kids are making fun of him because he's so weak. Anyway,
damn, Dave, bullying like an 8-year-old kid. I hope you're proud of yourself, Jason. What do you got?
I went with Sheriff Lee. Wow, you talk about terrible at his job. He couldn't
smell the weed from his daughter's car.
Yeah, and didn't even say nothing. The killer is literally across the street. And then, like for me, he allows the doctor with no background whatsoever in law enforcement to just go, hey, I want all of your deputies to shut up and be on the lookout.
Yeah.
Why did they not put an APB
APB
out on this vehicle? If they know the vehicle's stolen, then why are they not like, here's the license plate, be on the lookout for this vehicle?
Yeah, exactly. Like the doctor and the sheriff are solely responsible for everything that goes down in this movie.
They have 3 deaths on their hands.
Different reasons. That is true.
Well, don't forget the guy that Michael steals the jumpsuit from.
That's true.
Oh, that's right.
The doctor is like 5 feet away from him. Thank God the payphone was right there.
Yeah. Jonah, what you got?
So I was a goody in high school. So her friends Annie and Linda really grinded my gears. I thought they were just super annoying, and they were just assholes. So they are tied for least favorite character for me.
Lindsay,
I was kind of glad to see them die.
Dude, also terrible. Whenever the dog dies, she's like, Lindsay, your dog is barking. Never mind, and it's all dead.
Yeah, being choked out.
Yeah, man.
The dog's best actor in the world. Dog's legs go. Droop.
Oh yeah, dude, they go limp.
That dog is winning an Oscar.
They're probably fake legs. All right, best death.
No, they really just killed the dog.
Yeah,
that's not the dog.
This is before PETA. Best death. We only get to uncork this category every once in a while here. Can we all agree that this is a Bob sweep?
Yes.
Is that Bob the getting?
It's the only dude that dies
against the cabinet, and it's then one hand choked, raised up, and then just absolutely gets nailed to the cabinet.
Literally nailed to the cabinet with a knife. That was excellent.
When we watched
get this great shot, the silhouette shot, up against the I assume it's the sliding glass door with the drapes, and he just stands there and he's just like looking at him, admiring what he just did.
As soon as that happened, my son, when we were watching it, he goes, "That's not possible." He's like, that knife's not strong enough to do that. Body. And I'm like, son, I know it's not. I'm like, also, son, I don't think he could one-handed pick that man up either. Like,
no,
and because he holds him and then he just goes, he just sticks him there.
Dave, I'm glad you brought that up. So as we go into our issues here and questions for the movie before we get to our final category, which is the score here, I just, I've brought up a couple issues I've had throughout here, but I've just got one more issue I wanted to bring up here where I talked about Dr. Loomis earlier. Is Dr. Loomis, are we sure he's good at his job? But are we sure Mike Myers is good at his job, right? So he's showcased throughout the movie this freak athletic ability, superhuman strength. He's one-arming, strangling this dude, and then stabs a knife so strongly through him that he nails him to this cabinet.
The anti-death is hard to watch.
But then Lori, well, it's hard to watch because of the face she makes when she's dead.
Yes, bro. He's holding her like this, and he has the knife inward like this, and he tries to do this thing, and it's like it doesn't come anywhere close to her body, and she does that googly eye thing. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So Lori ties this closet together. Okay, this like one of these sliding doors closet, ties it together. Okay, and tries to open the door to make it look like she ran outside. Mike Myers does not bite on that at all. So good job by him. He is fully honed in on the closet. But apparently we found his weakness, which is really flimsy closet doors, because he cannot figure out what is going on. This dude is a superhuman athlete, and he can't open this door to save his life. It has taken every bit of strength he's got to break a slat by slat by slat to get in there. Like, what is going on? Like, why in that moment did we decide to say he doesn't have like the Captain America serum, and he's like he's weak Captain America?
Why is he not
at that point?
Why is he not just like stabbing the knife through the door to like cut the thing open.
Why is he not just going bow and just opens the door? Yeah. I mean,
he could have certainly ripped the door off its hinges.
Yeah, exactly. Not even open it outright, like opening the doors. Just yank on it,
dude. Yeah, with how easily when he pushes and the whole door moves, I feel like I could destroy the door to get in there.
Yes.
Dave, your boy Tommy could have broken down the door to get in there to save Lori.
Yeah, he could have. So. Lindsay, open the door.
Apparently, slatted closet doors are his kryptonite. So
yes, yeah. So that was on top of the other issues I brought up during the show. That's all the issues I had. What did you guys have?
I mean, there are a couple of moments of unrealism that if you think too hard about it, break immersion. That's definitely one of them. You know, the fact that Lori thinks she killed him multiple times and then just leaves the knife and walks away.
Oh yeah, whenever he's dead in front of the closet door.
She stabs him with the needle. He drops the knife, and she's like, "Oh, good, he's dead." And then he comes back and tries to stab her again. Then she stabs him, and she's like, "Oh, good, he's dead." And then the same thing, she leaves the knife there on the ground for him to just pick it up and come after her again. So there were a few moments like that where I'm like, what were these people thinking? Like it breaks the immersion just a little bit, but again, it's a cheesy movie. So
yeah, I mean, it's hard to say what a real person would do in the situation, like especially if you're supposed to be a high school teenager, right? Like, like, are you gonna yes, the quote unquote right thing to do in that case would be to after she gets him in the closet is to he's on the ground, to that's logical, and then leave it in his chest, right? Just blah.
Or put it directly into his forehead.
Yeah,
no survival instinct whatsoever.
Is that the quote unquote right thing to do if this was real life? Probably, but I mean,
I think in today's day and age, we've seen enough movies and TV shows where we're we're going back for at least one more.
Yeah,
I'm this dude on fire.
I mean, then the whole house is going up. That's now you're talking about some insurance things. That's a mess.
Hey, that's not her house.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then
that's true.
The kids are in the house too.
That's Tommy's house.
Yeah.
Oh, then burn it. Anyway, I don't have any I guess because I accept the issues as part of the movie's charm.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So for me,
they're mostly nitpicks at that point for me.
Yeah,
for
sure. Yeah, I try not to nitpick because I know what I'm watching. So unfortunately, for the sake of the show, I was like, okay, I'm going to write down some of this stuff. So I started writing it down, and then I was like, maybe they've explained it. And this is how I kind of went down the rabbit hole, because one of the first things I wrote on here was, he's taken away when he's 6 years old. How does he know how to drive?
Yeah.
And then the other part is how does he even know where he lives? He's taken away at 6. My kid's 16. He barely knows where he lives. But those are things where you're just whatever. It's just it is part of
your disbelief.
Yeah, you just gotta roll with it. The other part was the opening scene. So his sister is making out with the boyfriend. He's like, "Hey, let's go upstairs. You know what time it is." They go upstairs. The kid walks inside.
Oh, you're talking about how the boyfriend is completely blind and definitely should have seen him?
Well, I mean, he's one and done in 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, it was 2 or 3 minutes. He's like, I gotta go. It's getting late.
Yeah.
Hey, man, all right. High school kids, bro.
These are high school kids. Leave him alone.
I was saying, what level of quality were you laying the pipe when you were 15, 16, or 17? All right.
I mean, you seem awfully judgmental.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I mean,
also, look, Michael's sister. Maybe she just had it like that. Maybe she knew what she was doing.
Yeah, maybe she knew what she was doing. But
Yikes.
again, those are
Nobody
things that I
watches
see, and I'm
this.
just like, yeah. I'm just like, I don't
Especially
know.
not this long into it.
It is what it is at this point. So I
Yeah.
mean, like I said, the movie is full of stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you just
Fun
you
things.
just let it roll. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no true issues with this movie. It's
Totally.
fine. Yeah. All right. Hey, coming in the last category here, let's end this. This is where we like to give our score for the movie here and just give you guys some context for how we score. For a lot of folks out there, an average score would be a 7. Well, for us, it's a 5. So if anything gets a 4.9 or below, that's various levels of we would not recommend this movie. 5 and above, various levels of we would recommend it. And anything between a 9 and a 10 is an all-time classic. As always, we try to determine who has the lowest score
It's
here.
easy.
This is tough. I
think Jason easily has the lowest score.
All right. Let's
He
let's
has
start with
literally
Jason
said
here.
that he
Let's go from there.
doesn't. He's not a fan.
Okay,
Well,
that's
look,
true.
Well, I'm talking beyond that. Like I feel like the rest of us are going to be in like a clump.
Yeah,
Potentially.
the movie is enjoyable. It is, absolutely 100% a product of its time of the 1970s and low budget. It's hard to score this because, like, if I'm just taking it at face value, it's just a movie. Let's just say it's just a movie. I have a score, but it's not just a movie; it's a horror flick, and it spawned an entire genre of horror flicks. So I'm going to give it a little bit higher than I would if I was just going based on a movie, but it's still not that high. I gave it a 6.3.
All right. I think I'm going to have a higher score than Jonah. Jonah, go ahead.
Okay. So, I think the movie has some problems in terms of like hindsight. It holds up reasonably well. It's a genre film, so there's going to be some things in there that if you're not a fan of the genre, it's not going to be for you. And I'm not a huge slasher fan, but I do recognize the movie for what it is and what it's done. And moreover, I think this movie is highly rewatchable. Like, because of the content and specifically the title, I feel like this is one of those movies that I'm probably going to be watching, if not yearly, at least, every couple of years for Halloween specifically. So highly rewatchable, but not necessarily a good movie objectively, in my opinion. I gave it a 7.
Okay. Yep. I think I'm going to go now, and I think Dave is probably going to have the highest score. Like I said, I've seen this movie now, I think 4 or 5 times. I really do like it more and more. I think I'm going to go down the full rabbit hole, man. I'm going to watch every movie, and that's part of this series. I think I'm going to give it a shot, man. Just rewatching it again this time has given me the desire to do that. This score is where I am right now. I could easily see this score going up over time, but I'm going to give this a 7.8.
Nice.
Josh, well done. Well done indeed. I do have the highest score, but not by much.
I figure you're at an 8 is my guess.
I am at an 8, actually. That's pretty astute of you. I toyed with giving this a 9 in the sense that I do think it is a legendary film. But I settled on an 8 because there are just some things that kind of do prevent it from being like up there in the upper echelon of movies.
I think philosophically it's a legendary film, hence the rewatchability.
But, this is absolutely like watch it on Halloween night every year type of situation. Like, I think, if you have kids, you go, or whatever, you go trick-or-treating, you come home with the candy, and then you turn this movie on, right? Because it's going to be late, and you turn off all the lights, turn up your music. I don't care if the little shrieks bother you because you got baby ears, like 2 of our people do, and you watch it. And I do think some of the stuff will make you jump. Probably involuntarily because the sound is so excruciatingly loud.
Maybe so.
But like I will tell you right now, I don't know if my wife has seen this movie all the way through or seen it completely unedited or without like not in chunks or
Without
whatever.
being on like TNT or whatever.
Yeah, like I guarantee you, because she hates horror movies because she gets so scared. I guarantee you, I could show her this movie probably, and the music alone would make her like jump up, and she'd be like, "David, I hate this. I hate this movie. Yeah. Why are you making me watch this?" I can just hear her now already saying that. Because I tricked her into watching like Alien or not Isolation. That's a game, but I tricked her into watching one of the Alien movies, and she was so mad. And
the love story.
Those aren't even scary.
I know, but she was like anyway, she hates jump scares.
Yeah.
So anyway, I settled on an 8.
Right.
I think this movie was really, really good and really rewatchable.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Dave, what's that total?
That puts us at a 7.28, which when I compare it to the scores we've given thus far, it is the lowest. That's still considered a B tier for us, but like the next lowest is Alien at an 8.45. So,
oh wow, that's pretty significant.
Yeah, and looking at the list of movies without spoiling it for the 2 people that watch us, I do think this may end up being one of the lower scoring movies on this list. Just overall, and that's just because the rest of the movies are
pretty good,
are really, really good, and I know a lot of them are movies we've already seen that we really do like. So,
plus this is a niche. It's a niche movie.
Yeah, genre movies are always going to be
polarizing potentially.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, one thing we didn't mention throughout this entire thing, I can't believe, is that the runtime of this movie is just under an hour and a half. I think we are going to spend about as much time on this review as the length of the movie. So, and saying that, let's get out of here. Hey, hope you guys liked the review. If you did, go ahead and hit that like, hit that subscribe. We're putting out monthly movie reviews on some timeline, possibly somewhere. Who knows what it is. But in the meantime, live long and prosper.
Take it easy, everybody.
Later.
Peace.